Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. In my last video I showed how to make these beaded rings. So for this video I thought I would show you how to make the matching bracelet. Very sparkly. Alright, so to make this I'm going to tell you the size beads that you need, but for the amounts I'll have in the info box below the video of how many you will need. So for instance, like for an 8-inch bracelet, I will tell you how many you will need to make an 8-inch bracelet and how many you will need to make a 7-inch bracelet. Like from the end of the beads, where the beads start here to here on this bracelet is 7 inches. But when I put my clasp in, it adds 1 more inch, so that's how I got an 8-inch bracelet. If you want to make a 7, you will have 1 less of the pattern, and then you'll connect your clasp here. So for the sizes, I'm using 7mm round beads in blue, 5mm round beads in green. You can use bicones. I actually wanted to use green bicones for this, but my holes were too small. So make sure that your string can pass through at least 4 times. So you need a larger hole. These are 3mm round beads in black, 3mm round beads in purple. I'm using 11-aught seed beads in 3 colors. You can use 1 color if you want. I think this is iris. And I'm using a black and a metallic. I'm using a lobster claw clasp. I'm using 2 jump rings. And I will be using 8 feet of monofilament fishing line. So let's get started. Alright, so I laid my beads out in the order that I'm going to be picking them up. And to start with, I'm going to pick up 8 11-aught seed beads. Slide them on down. I'm going to pick up my green bead, and I'm going to crisscross my strings through it. Just like that. Put your ends together, and slide that all the way to the bottom. And it's pretty far. And it should look like that. Okay. And now I'm going to pick up my 11-aught seed beads again. I'm using a different color, not the black. 2 black 3mm rounds. Picking up my 7mm round, and I'm going to cross through it. Put the ends together and slide it down. And it should look like this. And I'm going to pick up another black one on each string, another 11 on each string. I'm going to cross through my green bead, put the strings together, slide it all the way down. And this is kind of my first unit. That's a whole one right there of my bracelet. Now we're going to continue on. We're going to pick up the next step. I have to find my ends. Where are they? I'm going to pick up 11-aught, 3mm, 3mm, 7mm, cross through, slide it down, and it should look just like that. And I'm going to pick up again 3mm, 3mm, 11-aught, 11-aught, my green 5mm, cross through that, just like that. That's how it should look. So the whole entire bracelet, we're going to keep on going on until we use all the amounts that you're going to make for whatever size bracelet you're using. If you're going to make the 7 or the 8, we're going to keep going on. 11 aught, 11 aught, 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 7 millimeter, cross through it, 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 11 aught, 11 aught, cross through your green, put your strings together and slide it down. And it should look like this. So keep on going till you get to whatever size bracelet you're going to be making, the 7-inch or the 8-inch. And when I get to the end of mine, I'll show you where to go from there. Alright, so I'm now at the length of my wrist. Mine is 8 inches, but I wanted to let you know that you have to end with the bead that you started with. So I know these kind of look yellow in the camera, but they're not. They're lime green. So I started with a 5 millimeter, and I ended with a 5 millimeter. And the whole thing is you want to have an odd amount of the beads through here. So I have 12 green beads, and I have 11 blue beads, and they're alternating each other. So if I were to end this with a blue bead, it would be all screwed up. My whole pattern would be messed up, and I would have to take it apart so I can add just the one more odd number bead, just so I can get it the way I need it to be. Alright, so for the next part, I'm going to be stringing on to make my loop at this end for my clasp. I'm going to be stringing on 8 11-aught seedbeads, and I'm going to crisscross my left string all the way through them and pull it down. And it should look like this. Try to make sure that the rest of your bracelet's tight so you don't have any problems. So it should look like this. And I'm going to take my right string, and I'm going to pick up one seed bead, and I'm going to take it through this 11-aught seed bead on my side and through the 3 millimeter black bead, just like that, and pull it through. And it's going to fill in my gap there. So right there it is laying. Now I'm going to do the other side. So take your left string and pick up the 11-aught and go through this 11-aught on the side and out your 3 millimeter round bead. Now pull this down, and you can see how it's laying. Now we have to tighten it up. Grab both strings, and usually if you pull this forward to make sure the rest of your bracelet's tight, then you could slide this down, and then it's all good. Now take one of your strings, doesn't matter which, and we're going to start filling in gaps on the sides of our bracelet. I'm going to use the second color of the 3 millimeter round bead. I'm using the purple. This is going to be for like accenting purposes. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm exiting out this 3 millimeter black. I'm going to go through the next 3 millimeter black, and I'm coming out the 11-aught, and I'm going to pop that bead into place. Now I'm going to go through the next, straight down, through the next 11-aught, and exit out the 3 millimeter. And it should look like this. I'm going to pick up my next purple 3mm, and I'm going to go through the black and down through 11-aught seed bead and pop that bead into place. If you can go through the black, the 3mm black, 11-aught, 11-aught, and black, then that's good. Sometimes you can't get through because it's all twisty. So I'm going to pick up another 3mm, and I'm going to go back down through my 3mm black and my 11-aught. Now I recommend that this part here, whenever you start doing this part, I recommend that you do like 3 on one side, 3 on the right side, and then do 3 on the left side. Because if you were to do just one side of the bracelet, it would not lay so well. So do like 3 on this side, 3 on this side, then 3 down here, 3 there, 3 there. So I'm gonna finish out doing the rest of my bracelet, going through, like I said, I'm exiting on my 11. I'm gonna go through the next 11, out the black, pick up purple, go through the next 3mm, through the 11-aught, through the 11-aught and the 3mm, just like that. So go the whole length of the bracelet, filling in those gaps. And I'm going to go all the way to the end, and I'll come back and show you what to do when you get to the end. So I just finished putting in all the purple beads to fill the black spaces. And now I am back at the other side of my bracelet, exiting out of the 2 11-aught seed beads. And now, just like I did at the other side, I'm going to take one of my strings, doesn't matter which, I'm going to pick up one seed bead, focus camera, okay, one seed bead, and I'm going to go all the way back through this loop of seed beads. So I'm on the right side or left side, doesn't matter which side, we're going to do both. I'm going to go through, I'm coming out this 11-aught right here, and I'm going to go through all of these, and I'm going to exit out over here. So go ahead, picked up my 11-aught, and go stitch through all these seed beads in the loop. Sometimes you could go through all of them, or sometimes you just have to go through a couple at a time. Okay, so I'm now exiting out the other side of my loop over here, and I'm going to take my string and I'm going to go through this green 5mm bead, just like that. Now I'm going to take my other string, pick up my 11-aught seed bead again, and I'm going to go through all of these seed beads on the sides. Doing this makes our loop at the end stronger, and it also makes it more rounded. It is a little tough going through it, but not too bad. I'm just having a heck of a time this time. I have a cold this week, and I'm going on my second week being sick. There we go. Okay, so I got through that. Now I'm not going to go through the seed bead that I added in, because that would screw up what I'm trying to do. The seed bead that I added in right here on this side and that side, I'm not going to go through that one. Just the 8 in the first step. And I'm going to press these down so I can get through. I'm trying to go through the 5mm green bead, and there I am. Sometimes when you have tricky places, you might need tweezers to get you out. So the next step after that horrible part there, I'm going to be embellishing the band, the rest of the bracelet, with 11-aught seed beads. So here are my 11-aught, and I'm going to be crossing through a different color. Zoom in. I'm going to be crossing through these metallic silver ones that I had used in my other video. I'm going to pick up both of my strings. I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads on each string. Pick up my silver one, and I'm going to cross through it. And this is actually my favorite part, is embellishing the top. So I picked it up and I crossed through it, and it looks just like that. And now with both strings again, I'm going to pick up 3 this time on each string. And I'm going to lift up my bracelet. And I'm going to pinch it slightly, and I'm just going to go through the purple. This is just like on my ring when I embellish the top. See? Take my lift. Go through the side. Just like that. So again, take both ends. Pick up 3 seed beads on each string. Cross through silver. Bring it down. And it should look like that. Pick up 2 seed beads on one side. Probably don't do the other until you get this part finished. So 2 seed beads. And I'm going to pinch my bracelet so my green bead pops out, and I'm going to go through my green bead. And try to go through the other side. Okay, so I got that. Pull both of my strings, and it should sit like that. And now I'm going to take my left side, pick up 2, turn my bracelet. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through the 5mm round. And you might need your tweezers for this part. And this is why I said to make sure that you have enough space inside of your bead. What it is the string that we ran along the side when we were picking up the purple, it's blocking it from going through just a little bit. Oh, it's a pain in the butt. I actually didn't have a hard time when I made my first bracelet. There it goes. It's my cold. It's cursed me. Alright. So there it is. And now, again, we're going to pick up on both sides. Our 2 seed beads. Pick up your silver, cross through your silver, slide that down, and then we're going to pick up 3. Doesn't matter which again. And we're going to go through the side bead, purple. Look, just like that. I'm going to do the same again on the left side. Three. Go through the purple. You might, if you don't want to go through the pain of doing this with fishing line, you could probably do this with flyer line and a needle. Looks just like that. So again, we're going to pick up, I just picked up 3 on each side. I'm going to do 3 again. 3 on each side. Oh, they all fell off. Pick up my silver one, cross through it, just like that. So to me it's like X's that you're putting in between the blue and the green bead. So again, I'm picking up 2 seed beads, doesn't matter which side, and I'm gonna go through this green bead, and then I'm gonna do the same to the other side. So we're only picking up 3 seed beads on each side for around the blue bead, and the green bead we're picking up 2 beads on each side, and they're going around that. So with my left string, I just picked up my 2 seed beads and I'm going out the side. Right there. So the whole time you're going to be continuing this all the way to the end. So out of this green bead on both strings, I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, cross through a silver, and then I will pick up 3 again on each side, pinch this, go through the purples on both sides, and then pick up 3 seed beads again on each string, cross through another silver, pick up 2, and then crisscross through the green, and then 2 again, and then the silver, then 3 on each side, through the purple, pick up 3 on each side, cross through the silver, and then 2. So do this the whole length of the bracelet. I would show how to do it again, but because it took up so much time with me trying to get through, I'm just going to go ahead and finish out the rest, and I'll show you how to knot it at the end. Alright, so I finished doing my embellishing on the whole bracelet. And this is crazy. Right after I stopped filming and started doing the rest, I had no problem crisscrossing my strands to the green bead again. It makes me so mad. Okay, so I'm exiting out of my green bead, both strings. What I'm gonna do to tie my knot, I'm gonna go through, bend this. I'm gonna go through my 11-aught seed bead on the bottom, not the stuff we just did in the top. And I'm gonna go through my 3mm black bead, just like that. I'm gonna tie half hitch knots. I've done these in all of my videos. So I'm gonna go through the bottom right here, coming out the top, make a loop, pop your string to where the knot needs to land, and make sure that the embellished beads in the top are tight enough, and mine are. And go through your loop twice and tie it off. Your knot should hide in your bead, and then go through the next. Go up through the bottom. I went through my purple bead. Go up through the bottom. Make a loop. Go through your loop 2 times. Pop your knot into position right there and tight. That should also go into the next bead, and just go down the bracelet on the sides, tying your knots. Do however many you think you need. Probably 3 on each side, and then tie the rest of your string back through your bracelet. I'm going to show you how to put the clasp on one end if you don't know how. This is a jump ring. It's already open. I'm going to pick up my lobster claw clasp, slide it on, put it through my loop just like that, and then close it. And then that's how I attach my clasp. So go along the sides of your bracelet, only on the bottom. Don't do knots in the top embellishing part. And do 3 knots on each side. Go through a couple more beads and then tie your knot. And that's what it looks like. And here's my other one. I used hex cut on this one for the sparkle. If you want to use hex cut, that's fine too. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you want to see more videos.